certainly there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
There's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time. Cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
Elon Musk just dropped a bombshell that's shaking Disney to its core. A few months back, he leaked internal Disney documents detailing their diversity goals, and folks, it's not pretty. These files show Disney aiming for 50% of their characters and creatives to be from underrepresented groups.
But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
Musk didn't hold back, calling out what he sees as Disney's DEI Gestapo for pushing mandatory institutionalized racism and sexism. These leaked documents that Elon Musk brought about have been affecting the current Snow White remake, with Rachel Zegler, a Latina actress, cast as Snow White and rumors of the prince being cut entirely.
Cast a guy in the movie. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows?
Musk's actions have put a spotlight on these casting decisions, forcing Disney to address them publicly. But Disney won't. That's the insane part. Musk didn't stop at just exposing the documents. He's taken it a step further by offering to fund lawsuits for Disney employees who feel they've been discriminated against due to these policies. The fallout from Musk's leak was immediate. America First Legal, a conservative action group, filed a civil rights complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. They're accusing Disney of discriminating against white men in pursuit of these diversity goals. The Snow White remake has become a ticking time bomb for Disney. The delay of over a year hasn't reduced the backlash one bit. If anything, it's made things worse. What many aren't talking about is the potential legal reasons behind these delays and reshoots. Remember, Disney's not just facing backlash from fans, they're dealing with actual lawsuits. Elon Musk personally funded 2 lawsuits against Disney: Gina Carano's discrimination lawsuit and a civil rights complaint for discrimination against men. A leaked scene from the movie has sparked massive online outrage, with people accusing it of sexism.
Now you wash the dishes. You tidy up the room. You clean those cobwebs. And he'll use the broom.
In this new version, Snow White bosses the male dwarfs around, forcing them to clean instead of helping them like in the original. It's a complete 180 from the classic story. This ties directly into the discrimination lawsuits. If Disney's smart, they're probably scrambling to reshoot scenes that could be used against them in court. It's not just about saving the movie anymore. It's about saving the company from legal trouble. This leaked scene isn't just causing fan outrage, it could be a legal nightmare for Disney. Imagine lawyers using it to paint a picture of the company's current culture. It's no coincidence that Disney announced project cancellations and reshoots right when these legal issues popped up. Now, I'm not saying Disney's definitely changed specific scenes because of the lawsuits, but put yourself in their shoes. If you were facing discrimination accusations, wouldn't you panic over a scene like this? You'd probably rush to change it too. It's clear Disney's been in damage control mode since these legal troubles started. We've seen some major shakeups. The Disney president mysteriously parted ways with the company. Deadpool 3's marketing suddenly became all about pleasing the fans. And the bombshell announcement of Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU. They're desperately trying to rebrand and win back audience trust. Snow White could be a big part of that strategy, but they already messed up before it even dropped. The movie's already facing an uphill battle at the box office. Here's the thing, a good story that doesn't attack or diminish any gender will succeed. Look at Deadpool 3. Diverse cast, non-binary villain, and zero backlash. Why? Because it focused on being fun and entertaining first. Disney needs to learn from this. Diversity can absolutely work without causing hate or review bombing. But it seems Disney isn't learning that lesson. Instead, CEO Bob Iger is doubling down on their diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) strategy. In a recent statement, Iger defended the company's approach to Snow White and other live-action remakes. Iger said, "As CEO, it is my responsibility to showcase our support for our full lineup of live-action remakes based on our animated classics, One great example is our upcoming Snow White feature for 2025 that we are proud will focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. He went on to claim that those opposed to Disney's DEI efforts are truly offensive, and that the boycott is nothing more than a loud minority. Iger insisted that Disney isn't pushing any agenda or ideology, stating, "We will never engage in any kind of a culture war, nor do we support any kind of an agenda that doesn't focus on a story and well-written characters." But here's where things get interesting, and a bit hypocritical. Iger talks a big game about inclusion, but what about the dwarfs in Snow White? The company has decided to use CGI dwarfs instead of casting actors with dwarfism. This decision seems to contradict their supposed commitment to diversity and inclusion. It's a move that's raising eyebrows and questions. If Disney is so committed to DEI, why are they putting CGI dwarfs in the movie instead of providing opportunities for actors with dwarfism? It's a decision that's making it harder for people with dwarfism to find roles in the film industry, which seems to go against everything Iger claims Disney stands for. Iger's statements also reveal another interesting tidbit. Disney sees their DEI efforts as a way to expand their global audience and attract more customers. He said, "It is simply a way for us here at the Disney company to reach out to millions more globally, to attract more customers to our exciting content that we hope to provide for the years to come to these different regions around the globe." This admission suggests that Disney's diversity push might be more about boosting their bottom line than genuinely promoting inclusion. It's a strategy to tap into new markets and increase their customer base. And look, Disney's heart might be in the right place with this whole DEI push, but man, they're fumbling the ball big time. Here's the thing, nobody's against diversity. We all want to see different stories and faces on screen. But Disney's going about it all wrong. First off, they need to stop treating these classic stories like they're a DEI checklist. Snow White isn't broken, it doesn't need fixing. What it needs is respect. If they want to tell new diverse stories, great, go for it. Create new characters, new worlds, but don't take a beloved classic and twist it into something unrecognizable just to hit some quota. And let's talk about that CGI dwarf decision. Talk about missing the point entirely. You want inclusion? Cast actual actors with dwarfism. Give them real roles, real opportunities. Don't replace them with CGI and then pat yourself on the back for being inclusive. It's not just hypocritical, it's insulting. Here's what Disney should have done. Focus on telling a great Snow White story first. If they wanted to add diversity, do it organically. Maybe some of the dwarfs could be from different backgrounds. Maybe some of the townspeople could be more diverse. But Snow White? She's Snow White. She's the fairest of them all. Not because of her race, but because of her kindness and her heart. That's the story. Tell that story. And for crying out loud, stop with the public statements that treat fans like they're the problem. Bob Iger calling critics a loud minority? That's not how you win people over. It's how you lose them for good. Disney needs to remember what made them great in the first place. Magical stories that touch people's hearts. Not identity politics, not checking boxes, just good old-fashioned storytelling. If they'd focused on that instead of trying to remake Snow White into some kind of woke parable, they wouldn't be in this mess. First off, let's be real. A lot of people are going to show up just to hate watch this thing. It's like a car crash, you can't look away. We've seen this before with other controversial remakes. People buy tickets not because they're excited about the movie, but because they want to see just how bad it is. They'll go, they'll mock it on social media, and they'll feel justified in their outrage. But here's the kicker, that initial curiosity isn't going to be enough to save this film. Once the first weekend is over and word gets out about how they've butchered the classic story, the box office is gonna drop like a rock. We're talking Morbius levels of drop-off here, folks. And let's not forget about the families. You know, Disney's bread and butter. Parents who grew up with the original Snow White are going to take one look at this controversy and decide to skip it altogether. Why subject their kids to a twisted version of a beloved story when they can just watch the classic at home? My prediction, this thing's going to bomb harder than a Disney villain's evil scheme. We're talking epic levels of financial disaster. It'll probably have a decent opening weekend due to curiosity and hate watching. But after that, it's all downhill. The sad part is this could have been avoided. If Disney had just focused on making a good movie instead of pushing an agenda, they might have had a hit on their hands. Instead, they're likely looking at a box office bomb that'll be talked about for years to come. And not in a good way. But hey, maybe that's what it'll take for Disney to wake up and realize that fans want good stories, not lectures disguised as entertainment. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom before you can climb back up, right? But anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Nova out.